Over 4 million Australians face food insecurity each year. What does this mean? It means everyday families, your neighbours or co-workers, could be struggling to make ends meet. That's where we come in. In 2004, we saw the need our community was facing and started delivering bread door to door from the back of an old van. Today, we are reaching over 500,000 people every year through our grocery stores, community programs, wholesale, and our free Trolley initiative, which has supported thousands of struggling families with good, healthy, fresh food and groceries, bringing hope and helping get through their tough situations. Lighthouse Care is a place where anyone can come in, regardless of their cultural background, appearance, or financial status, and be treated equally with dignity, respect, and get some desperately needed help. Please partner with us as we continue to be a shoulder to lean on when people need it the most.
Well, hi everyone, it's Debbie from Lighthouse again, and today we're coming to you from our bit of a studio we've created at Lighthouse, and Justin and I are going to do an interview, but we wanted to, he was keen to do it outside, so we've tried to create the garden inside, you know, we've tried. Yeah. I took a photo of our backyard. That's awesome. So hopefully it makes you feel at home, Justin.
Oh, look, yeah.
And then also we've got some spinning gums. I think they're either from Kmart or IKEA, but, you know, hopefully you're feeling the backyard vibe.
I live closer to IKEA, so I'm sensing that.
You're sensing that?
I feel at home.
You feel at home. I'm
Welcome
glad.
home.
Yay! I love that. So my guest today is the amazing Mr. Justin Geange, and he's a fabulous father. He's a wonderful husband to Marnie and got two beautiful girls. Justin, you work for Mates in Construction, and you're involved with RUOK, working in suicide prevention, doing a fantastic job in our community. And I just wanted to talk a little bit about how we actually met. Yes. So I met you in the Lighthouse car park, and you were in a bit of a crisis in your life, and you found your way to Lighthouse, and you were going through something tough at work?
Yeah, look, I was working in this organisation for about 20 years, and sort of climbed the ladder and everything like that, and I think it was around about 2012, 2013 that a lot of redundancies around the place, and one was mine. So after 20 years, you get to think that, you know, that's the only thing that you can do. Yep. And when I lost my job, that kind of, all the white noise in my head was saying there's nothing more I can do. Yep. How am I going to feed my family? How am I going to keep the roof over our heads? How am I going to keep this all together when everyone was relying on me? And that's when I came. That's when I found the light, the Lighthouse. I came, and you guys just wrapped your arms of love around me. You helped me put that food on the table in such a tough time in my life. Yeah.
Awesome. Anyway, we did a competition at Lighthouse, and our team had gone through all of the comments, and they said, we love this comment, this guy should be the winner. And so I'd known you for about 6 or 8 months by this time. Anyway, I said, I know that face. Yeah, I know him. I didn't know his name, but I know his face. We've had lots of conversations in the car park at Lighthouse. And anyway, so I was glad that they picked you. So then I actually became a stalker. How unlike me. But anyway, and I scrolled through and I saw that you were the Brisbane Broncos mascot.
Yeah, Buck the Bronco.
Yeah, tell us about that. Yeah, tell us about that.
Yeah, look, for through years, I started, I think it was 1995 or something like that. So I ended up being Buck for around about 18 years.
Wow, that's incredible.
And probably the best part of my job wasn't so much the footy, it was actually being able to put smiles on people's faces. And I just got the concept that, you know, we all go through stuff. And if I had dressed up as a horse with ridiculous, you know, costumes,
you were amazing.
Sort of
amazing.
Yeah.
Just let me say.
Yeah. Well, if I could put a smile on someone's face for just a nanosecond, it might just take their eyes off the trouble that they might be going through at that time. So that was my favourite part of being a mascot.
That's amazing. Go the Broncos.
Go the Broncos.
Go the Broncos. We're missing them every week.
Come on.
Yeah. We're missing them every week, but they're going to come back strong, I reckon.
They'll be all right.
They'll be strong. Yeah, I'm sure about that. Okay, so that was fun. I also found out that you are an amazing singer, and I just want to say, Justin, you are one of the most amazing creative creative people that I've actually come across in my life. You're just absolutely spectacular in creativity, just pulling stuff out of the bag whenever, wherever, and that's amazing. And so you belt out Mustang Sally like nothing I've heard. Fabulous, absolutely fabulous. And you were in Australia's Got Talent, and you did quite well at that.
Yeah, look, 2012, gave Mustang Sally a crack, dressed up as Buck the Bronco, and you know Mustang Sally. Anyway, and
I
then got through the semi-finals. Thanks, I'm glad I didn't have to talk that one out. Through the semi-finals, sang The Impossible Dream, and wasn't as good as Mustang Sally, and that was the end of my my journey there. But I learned a lot, and I met a huge amount of incredible people, so it was a really exciting experience.
That's neat. Do you know, right here on the stage, for many years now, we've actually done a Christmas event, and so it's been lovely having you come to the Christmas event. Buck came to many Christmas events right here on the stage. You know, we welcome in 200 of the most struggling kids from across the city, domestic violence, foster children, kids that are at risk. We bring them all in and have an amazing dinner, and part of the entertainment was that Buck would turn up, and Buck, the kids just loved Buck, and so thank you for that. And Buck, you even, as Buck would sing when he came here, and so Buck would even sing with the Frozen girls. I can't remember their names. Anna and Elsa and all of that sort of stuff. He's got girls. I've got boys.
I got
that's
two little girls. Yeah.
And so absolutely amazing. It would bring down the house. You were fantastic. So
you
thank
guys
you for
are
spreading
amazing.
the love.
Yeah, and look, that just broke my heart. Just the things that this place has done for our community, and you see the broken out in our community just treating with such respect and honour that you just see the whole room lift in the way they feel about themselves because of what you do, and so being part of that.
I can't believe we get to do it.
It's such a privilege. And it was a privilege for me to be a part of that and see those smiles. We put down the red carpet, bring them all in, spoil them rotten. Yeah. It's an amazing night. I love it, I love it, I love it. Anyway, Justin, you've got some great tips for us today on how to keep emotionally stable, you know, like in tough times. And so I was just really wanting to ask your advice at this time on that. You know, what can you tell us? Look, what I do of a day is I go and I work in construction, so we go onto construction sites and we support the industry when they're doing it tough. And this is a tough time for everyone. And at the moment, a lot of people coming saying, how do we look after ourselves? How do we look after our mental well-being, our self-care and all that? And I sort of relate it to 4 different buckets. So you've got a bucket that it's around your physical aspect of your body, and there's a bucket around your emotional aspect. Look, I'm a bloke, so I don't say the F word. I don't say feelings that often, but that bucket's there is about relationships, social interactivity, and there's a bucket there that's for our mental well-being, and then finally a bucket for our spiritual well-being. And I'm talking about religion.
Thank God, because I hate religion. I love Jesus, but I hate religion. 100%. Oh my gosh. But
that spiritual aspect that we've all got. We've all got. How do we maintain? You see, the buckets are built to put stuff in. So if we've got all these buckets going on in our worlds, how do we keep them topped up so that we stay well, but not only how do we stay well, but have the capacity to actually help other people? Not talking about a handout, I'm talking about a hand up, helping other people. So what I'm talking about, so with that physical bucket, I'm looking at how can I keep myself physically well? And there's lots of things. Look, I'm not an athlete.
No,
I'm more of an athletic supporter, but but you can do simple things. Like I love gardening. That's one of the things I do. That's physical activity. I enjoy going for a walk, and I still believe we can go for a walk with one other mate.
You can.
We can still do that at the moment.
As long as you don't hold hands, you're fine.
Yeah, cool. 1.5.
That's it, 1.5.
So doing things that, even if it's playing in the backyard with your kids, you can still do that. Jumping on the trampoline, kicking the ball around, playing some hoops. Doing something that actually I don't call it exercise, I just call it movement. Something that we can get out of our seats, away from our TVs, and actually get out and do some physical activity. So that's the thing that helps top that bucket up.
Awesome. I love it. And at the same time, you're building your family. You're building connection. Isn't it awesome? And I think it's going to be a healing season for families as well.
It's huge. We're going to reconnect to those situations, and that's where that bucket around emotion comes from.
Yeah.
That connection. We weren't built to be alone.
Absolutely.
Human beings are built for connection, built for relation. And in a time where we're isolated, it might seem that we lose that. But I think that we've still got things that we can do to connect with people.
Yeah,
we've got telephones. We've got, we've got our family that we can interact with. I've been making it my duty to call my mates, at least one or two mates a day, and just sing them a song.
Yeah.
Do something goofy.
Yeah.
But that's my commitment to my mates, that I want to make sure. I want to check in. How you doing today?
Yeah.
You know, because we're all human. We all go through stuff, and especially in times like now, which is a little bit unprecedented and stuff like that. So we've got to keep that connection going, that emotional side.
I agree. I've actually found in my life, sometimes I might feel lonely or struggling or that, and I've always just in those moments, what can I do to bring hope to someone else? And that's exactly what you're doing. You know, how can I bring hope and get the eyes off ourselves, and what can I actually do to bring hope to someone else? And I always find once you give, it kind of comes back 1,000 times, doesn't it? You feel so much more better because you've reached out and made a difference for someone else.
That's what it's about. So it's bringing the joy, bringing the hope
That's
through
it.
one thing that you can do.
I absolutely agree. And then so you've got your physical, your emotional, and then the next one is our mental state. You and I have both been over the other side of the white picket fence, Justin.
Oh, loving it. I've been in and out of those special hospitals.
Yes, my darling. Yes, I know what you're saying.
But do you know what? I'm not talking about that aspect. I'm talking about how do we look after our mind? How do we, it's like exercise for your mind. So I talk about reading a book. No better book than the Bible.
Well, that's true. Always good positive stuff in that.
Absolutely. I'm learning a lot of stuff, but doing something that will exercise the old melon when when you're so preoccupied with a lot of real fear-driven stuff on the TV and social media. Get away from that stuff. Exercise the melon. Read an old book. I love biographies.
Me too. Great.
Even if it's an instructional manual. How do I really work this video recorder? But do something. If you're at home,
there's so many of those books I need to read. I can hardly do my phone. My sisters and I are trying to catch up on Facebook chat or whatever it is. I don't know what it's called. Messenger. Oh my gosh, we're all crazy trying to figure it all out. Anyway, we're all having those learning experiences.
And what that does, it actually fills that mental cup that, you're stimulating some stuff up there. You're taking your mind off the television and all of that sort of stuff, and you're actually, you're learning stuff. And that's what we do when we're day to day, when we're working. We're reading procedures and we're reading what we've got to do. We're reading maps and plans and things like that. So we need to keep that part of our worlds in balance as well by doing that when we're at home. Playing puzzles with the kids, playing board games and things like that. That's all stuff that we need to use our smarts for, especially if I'm going to beat the 11-year-old.
That's right. And then for people that are on their own, there's always good crossword puzzles.
Sudoku.
Oh,
yeah. My dad loves that. He's got Sudoku toilet paper, so it's a rare gift.
He's in there for hours.
He is. Come on, Dad.
Got his pen out, Awesome.
No, it's good.
Awesome.
So, and then finally, you've got your spiritual bucket. And look, as I said, I'm not talking about religion.
God.
Each and every one of us have got that. We're built. That's how we're built. We've got a spiritual aspect to our souls, and we need to fill that bucket. For that whole well-being that we're looking for. And so, that could be meditating. It could be praying, meditating on the word or praying. That's what I do. Actually, it could even be listening to music.
I agree.
And that's probably my go-to.
Positive messages in music. And I always say that to people. Just find some great inspired music and start listening to that. Especially for you and I as creatives, kind of lifts the worries of the world off us when we get some good Christian or whatever good positive music to listen to, for sure.
I remember when I was in hospital, I was talking about Tokanui. I spent a lot of time in Tokanui, and I remember in my darkest times, the thing that would bring me out, or the thing that would keep me grounded, was actually listening to music and belting out bit of Tom Jones, and just that was where that's how I'm built, and we're all different. So it's about finding what spiritual aspect. For some people, it's going fishing.
Yeah.
You know, and I believe you can still do that if you're fishing for food, but you know, but it's finding
Good luck with that.
Yeah.
I hope you catch fish, but yeah.
I'm a feeder, not a fisher.
Yeah.
But it's about finding that spiritual aspect, that thing that you can fill that bucket up. And if those buckets retain, you know, if you do one of those little things that we've talked about each day, it's going to keep those buckets topped up to not only keep you well, but actually give you capacity to help other people. And that's what this is all about these days.
Awesome. I agree. Thank you so much. That's really, really helpful. So just going over those again, the physical, the emotional, the mental, and the spiritual. Yep. Everybody, if we can keep those things balanced in our lives, it's going to be great. You know, we're going to get through this together. They're always great tips for everyday life for you and I, that's for sure, in our journeys. But they're great tips for life, all of those things. And as we're finishing off, Justin, I just want to say that you have always been such a wonderful encourager to me, and in the 6 years we've known each other, and you've always reached out to me and checked up on me, and I want to say thank you so much from the bottom of my heart for that. And I'm blessed to have you in my life, and you're a great friend. And yeah, there's something about when you've been through some negative experiences. Isn't it amazing when you go through really negative experiences? And I celebrate you on that fact. You've been through so many negative things, but you haven't let it destroy you. You've actually let it become the most powerful thing in your life, and I hope that people sense that about my journey as well. You know, we've both been through a lot of tough things, but in this moment, all of the learning of our lives is, you know, it's useful for others. And so where can we point people if we've triggered anything for anybody? Where can we point people that are facing crisis?
Brilliant, thank you. Look, it's important that if you're struggling, if you're doing it tough right now, there is support out there. You can talk to, there's so many different avenues. You can talk to someone you trust, which is usually a good go-to. It could be your pastor, it could be your best friend, it could be an uncle or an aunt. I really recommend calling Lifeline if this has really rattled someone's cage and made you a little bit wobbly. 131114. Lifeline, incredible people with some great tools to be able to help you stay in a place of safety. Beyond Blue have some great activities. If you're in the construction industry, you can call Mates in Construction, you and your immediate family, on 1300 642 111. So there's so much support out there, especially through these unprecedented times. You need to know that we're still open, we're still ensuring that people are kept well, both physically and mentally. So take care and please reach out. And if you know someone struggling, please have a conversation that could change your life.
Yay, Justin, thank you so much for coming in and joining me today. I know people are going to be blessed by it, by everything that you've shared with us today.
Oh, look, Deb, thank you to you and the Lighthouse family. Like, quite literally, you've saved our lives. You've saved our family. Just because of the love, the food and everything has been good. You know, I enjoy my food.
Cool. We like the kai. We're both Kiwis as well, way back in the day.
Ka pai te kai. But thank you so much for everything that you've done for me and for my family. I'm here today and through all our journeys to be able to help other people now because of the kindness that you've shown us and the journey that you've walked.
I don't know if that's true, but anyway, we're glad to have played our little part, and thank you for your love and encouragement to me. Absolutely. Thanks. Goodbye, everybody. I've loved having Justin. Goodbye. We just speak love, peace, and hope over you and your family. Together, we're going to get through this. Reach out to us if you need help. And you know, Justin has just written a really fun little song about washing your hands, and we're going to post that on Lighthouse Care as well. You're just going to love it. It's amazing, and he's so cute. Yay. Thanks, Justin. You're amazing. Top bloke. Love ya. And we're going to have Justin back for sure. Okay. Stay safe, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye.
G'day, everyone. Hey, been given a challenge by my boss to do a bit of a musical number to my hand washing. So here we go. I'm going to give it a fair old crack here. Turning the water off for our environment. Singing, don't worry. Wash your hands. And every little thing gonna be alright. Singing, don't worry. Wash your hands. And every little thing gonna be alright. Well, I woke up this morning, keeping the 1.5. Called up a mate. on that telephone line, and I sang him a song, a melody pure and true. Yeah, mates helping mates is how we're gonna get through. Everybody singing, don't worry, wash your hands. Every little thing gonna be alright. One more time, singing, don't worry, wash your hands. Yeah, and every little thing gonna be alright. There we go.